and Rumble. All right. We're live on Facebook and Rumble, YouTube. Okay, we're live on YouTube. All right, so shalom everyone and welcome once again. Get this recorded here. Shalom and welcome once again to Just a Word as we're here for another Shabbat teaching. And we want to welcome you all. Today we are going into the creation, the fall, vanity, and the kingdom. Now we are looking in several different things and put them into one to kind of give a picture of our salvation, what it is all about. And looking into these things is going to let us get more insights into life as we have it, into our lives in this world, to see. But so many things it's going to bring out. Let me not say anything. There are so many things that we should be able to see today. And shalom to those who are on Just a Word Radio. Shalom, Steve P. You are the first one online. Let me get a message. Shabbat shalom. All right. So today, the creation. I only hope that we will be able to get through this one. There are so many things I am telling you. Yeah, let me get there. Oh, yes. So, let's begin. The creation. Genesis 1, verses 1 to 5. What we are going to look at is going to look at us as human beings as it regards the creation. I am sorry if you hear a little pitter-patter in the background. I don't know how much of trouble it will be, but it's the rain that is falling on these zinc roofs. Kind of noisy. Genesis 1, verses 1 to 5. In the beginning, Allah created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Ruach of Allah moved upon the face of the waters. And Allah said, Let there be light, and there was light. And Allah saw the light that it was good, and Allah divided the light from the darkness, and called the light day, and the darkness he called night, and the evening and the morning were the first day. Now we just read that because people know this by heart, but we just read that to show you about the first day. The evening and the morning of this day were the first day. And the Most High works in order. So when he says first day, it is the first day. When he says the day is the sixth day and the seventh day, it is the sixth day, it is the seventh day. No man can change it. Okay? So just a little introduction. And let me get I need to get the words a little bigger for you because it might be a struggle. So it might take a few seconds because this thing is a little slowish. All right. So there we go. It's a little better now. So along the way, we're just going to point out a few false doctrines along the way. All right? Because we have been speaking. Let me get this thing lighted. Sorry about that. All right, sorry about that. forgot to get the lighting on. All right. So we're going to highlight a few false doctrines. One of them that I heard was that man was created on the fifth day. For the past few weeks, we have been concentrating on being deceived by false teachers. And let me tell you something, this is one of them. If someone is teaching you and they believe that man was created on the fifth day, run from these people, because it is a baby error. Even a baby can understand the difference between the fifth day and the sixth day. So we're just going to show the error while we go through it. Genesis 1, 20 to 23. This is the fifth day. And Allah said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that hath life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of heaven. And Allah created great whales and every living creature that moveth. This is a trick. This is what trick people who believe that man was created on the fifth day. Because it says, every living creature that moveth, mankind is saying, wow, man was a living creature that moves. That means man was among those that were created. Then they took this and matched it with one now, where it gave two details of man being created and said, the fifth day was when man was created and then other men were created on the other day. Yes? Let me show you something. And Allah baraked them, saying, be fruitful and multiply, and fill the waters in the seas, and let fowl multiply in the earth, and the evening and the morning were the fifth day. Here is the error. Genesis 1, 20 to 23 is speaking about the waters and the air. The waters, the living creatures that were created in the waters, and those that were created to fly above the earth. Then, when it comes to the sixth day, the Most High said it again. Look at it said here. Let the waters bring forth abundantly, and that the fowl may fly above the earth. That is the air and the sea. But what about the land? In 23, 24. And Allah said, let the earth, now we're talking about the land now, bring forth the living creature after his kind, cattle and creeping things. And this was when man was created. So on the fifth day, the living creatures in the water and in the air were created. But on the sixth day, the beasts of the earth and mankind was created. That is such an error. People, So man created the fifth day. Let's go to the book of Yabelim, the book of Jubilees, chapter 2, verses 11 to 12, and let's get a double clarification. Jubilees, what page did I say it was? Let me get this thing on, so in case anyone is speaking. Page 5, Jubilees 2, 11 to 12. I don't like this sound that is coming in this thing. This 5, 11 to 12. And on the fifth day he created great sea monsters in the depths of the seas, of the waters, for these were the first things of flesh that were created by his hands. The fish and everything that moves in the waters, as we told you, and everything that flies, that's in the air. So on the fifth day it was for the water and the air, but the sixth day was for the animals. Yes, verse 13. And on the sixth day he created all the animals of the earth. Now let's go to verse 12. And the sun rose above them to prosper them, and above everything that was on the earth, everything that shoots out of the earth, and all fruit-bearing trees and all flesh. These three kinds he created on the fifth day. And on the sixth day he created all the animals of the earth and all cattle and everything that moves on the earth. And after all this, he created man. That's all we need to know. The sixth day he created man. A man and a woman created he them, and gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth. Or it could go a little bigger. Above all that is upon the earth. Can it go a little bigger? Let me see it now. Yeah. And above all that, yeah. He created man. A man and a woman created he them, and gave him dominion over all that is upon the earth, and in the seas, and over everything that flies, and over beasts, and over cattle, and over everything that moves on the earth, and over the whole earth, and over all this, he gave him dominion. So on the fifth day, he created the things in the sea, and that flies, and then on the sixth day, he created man and the rest of the beasts, and gave man dominion over all of them. All right? Okay. So let's look about the truth about the creation of man. Oh, I don't think we need to look at the creation of man and other land creatures. All right? Now here is another error that we're looking at. The error saying that man was created twice. Man was created twice. Let's go to Genesis 2:4-9. Because we just gave the account of man being created. But because we have this in Genesis 2, let's start at 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them. And on the seventh day, Allah ended his work which he had made, and he rested on the seventh day from all his works which he had made. And Allah baraked the seventh day and sanctified it, because that in it he had rested from all his work which Allah created and made. Now here is the key. He rested from what? All his work. All of it, which Allah created and made. That work includes creating man on the sixth day. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created. Here we go again. So what we're going to have in Genesis 2 is an account of the Most High creating man. Yes? But notice the introduction in verse 4 is telling you that what he's telling you now is an account of what happened in more detail in the creation of man. So Genesis 1:26 onwards is about the creation of man. Genesis 2 is about going into more detail into the creation of man. Look at the words. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that Yahuwah Allah made the earth and the heavens. In the day, at the time when he created the heaven and the earth, which is in Genesis 1. And every plant, so he's going to give a more detailed account of man, because the rest of the Bible is about man and his generation, so he's going to give you more account about man. And every plant of the field before it was in the earth, and every herb of the field before it grew, for Yahuwah Allah had not caused it to rain upon the earth, and there was not a man to till the ground. This was before man was created on the sixth day. Yes, this is the sixth day account. But there went up a mist from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. And Yahuwah Allah formed the man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. This is more detail of the creation of man from Genesis 1. And Yahuwah Allah planted a garden eastward in Eden, and there he put the man whom he had formed. And out of the ground made Yahuwah Allah to grow every tree that is pleasant to the sight and good for food, the tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil. We're going to look at this tree of knowledge of good and evil, but we want to concentrate on man. Okay? So this is more of an account of man's creation. Not any new man that is being created. Because they use this now to come up with some legend, what they call it, about a woman called Lilith, that Adam had another wife whose name was Lilith. And that, so they use all of these misunderstandings to create a false narrative about Adam. All right? So let's look more on the timeline of the creation of man. Let's continue. Genesis 2:15 to 25. And Yahuwah Allah took the man and put him into the Garden of Eden to dress it and to keep it. And Yahuwah Allah commanded the man, saying, Of every tree of the garden thou mayst freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it. For in the day that thou eatest thereof, thou shalt surely die. Thou shalt surely die. So, what we're going to look at, because we're examining creation to look at the nature of man. The nature of man in sin, and so we're going to give a more pointed thing that what man needs to do to come out of sin. Because let me tell you, this world has been deceived. Deceived by religion. We do not know what the true words of the scripture are about. We do not know what it is saying to us. We do not know what is truly required of us. We do not know what makes a true believer. Most people don't know. So when people come and preach certain things, people believe that it's foreign, it's strange. No, look at man now. The Most High says, you must eat from every tree, but this particular tree, don't eat of it. What tree did man eat of? He ate of the one that the Most High said, don't eat. This is our nature today. Shaul spoke about it in Genesis, in Romans 7. That which I would, I do not, and that which I do, I would not. Whatever we don't want to do, that is what we do. Whatever we think is sinful, that is what we are drawn towards. So, for example, today, the Most High gave us his son, Yahusha. They took Yahusha and changed him around, gave him a different identity, totally different, and make us eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which is sin. Make us sin following a false Messiah. Now, when the true Messiah is revealed, the tree of life, because what did Hamashiach say? I am the way, the truth, and the life. So when the life is revealed to us in its entirety, in its fullness, what do? We reject it. We don't want to hear anything about Yahusha. We prefer Jesus. Give me Jesus. You can have the whole world, but give me Jesus. But give me Jesus. That is what they want. They don't want the truth. They don't want the way. They don't want the life. So this is mankind right here. So let me continue. And Yahuwah Allah said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him an helpmeet for him. Again, we remind the woman, you are a helpmeet. A helpmeet. That means you were given to man to help him. You were given as help to the man. You were not given to lead the man. You were not given to boss the man, to have charge over the man. You were given to assist the man and assist him in subjection. And out of the ground Yahuwah Allah formed every beast of the field and every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. And Adam gave names to all cattle, and to the fowl of the air, and to every beast of the field. But for Adam there was not found an helpmeet for him. And Yahuwah Allah caused a deep sleep to fall upon Adam, and he slept. And he took one of his ribs, and closed up the flesh instead thereof. And the rib which Yahuwah Allah had taken from man made he a woman and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. They shall be one flesh. Now this they shall be one flesh is very, very serious and very dangerous. Because when they become one flesh, who is leading? Who is leading? A woman has certain traits, feminine traits. A man has masculine traits. A man was born to lead and a woman was born to help. If the woman transgresses this command and goes over, them being one flesh now, and starts to lead and starts to usurp the order, then we're going to have a huge problem. Because the one flesh will be led in the way of the feminine, I don't want to say gender because that's the word that those people learn. Gone in the way of the feminine traits. So we know women, as we're going to see from Eve, women are led by emotions. Now, if we have a man that allows a woman to lead, a man now is going to be led by the feminine emotions, which brings us closer to sin. The more we use our emotions, the more likely we are to sin. So a man being one flesh with the woman and allows the woman to be leading him, that man is one step closer to sin. Because that woman might be solid going down, but at one part now, just like with Eve, when Satan beguiled her and she started to think and said, okay, that tree looks good. And, it will make me wise. Yeah. And it smells good, so it must taste good. Even though Yahuwah says, I must not eat it, because of those things, you know what? I'm going to take a taste. Yes? This is the tendency. Women have not changed. All right? And they were both naked, the man and his wife, and were not ashamed. Now we're going to look at a more detailed timeline in the book of Yabelim, in the book of Jubilees, chapter 3, verses 1 to 14, page 7. So we get more insights as to the timeline of the creation of man and of woman. What did I say? Page 7? Chapter 3. And on the 6 days of the second week, we brought, according to the word of Yahuwah, unto Adam all the beasts. So, Adam was created in the 6th day of the first week. So it is in the second week, that the animals were brought to Adam to be named. And on the 6 days of the second week, we brought, according to the word of Yahuwah, unto Adam all the beasts and all the cattle and all the birds and everything that moves on the earth, and everything that moves in the water according to their kinds and according to their types. The beasts on the first day, the cattle on the second day, the birds on the third day, and all that which moves on the earth on the fourth day, and that which moves in the waters on the 5th day. Now, people, when you see us going through this, I want you to stay because we're getting somewhere. We're going to get more insights into us as human beings and salvation. This is going to give us a deeper look, people. Stay with us. You might be hearing things that you hear all the time, but stay with us. And Adam named them all by their respective names. And as he called them, so was their name. And on these 5 days, Adam saw all these, male and female, according to every kind that was on the earth, but he was alone and found no helpmeet for him. So this is saying that Eve was not created in the first week. Yes? And Yahuwah said to us, It is not good that the man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. And Yahuwah, our sovereign ruler, caused a deep sleep to fall upon him, and he slept. And he took for the woman one rib from amongst his ribs, and this rib was the origin of the woman from amongst his ribs, and he built up the flesh in its stead, and built the woman. And he awaked Adam out of his sleep, And on awaking, he rose on the sixth day, and he brought her to him, and he knew her, and said to her, This is now bone of my bones and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called my wife, because she was taken from the husband. Well, you notice this is saying that Adam went into Eve the first time when he saw her. That's interesting. She shall be called my wife, because she was taken from her husband. Therefore shall man and wife be one, and therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. In the first week was Adam created, and the rib, his wife, in the second week. So Adam was created on the sixth day in the first week, and Kwa was created on the sixth day in the second week. Very interesting. In the second week he showed her unto him, and for this reason the commandment was given to keep in her their defilement, for a male 7 days, and for a female twice 7 days. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, he brought him into the Garden of Eden to till and keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 80th day, and after this she entered into the Garden of Eden. People, you see the order? These orders here are to show us that the Most High makes a difference. Just like when the children of Israel were in Egypt. And he says, there shall not a hoof left in Egypt of the children of Israel, that they may know that Yahuwah puts a difference between the children of Israel and the Egyptians. These are to let you know that the Most High puts a difference between the woman and the man. 40 days for the man, double the time for the woman. And for this reason, so let me tell you something, when you hear me teaching, I am free to speak. Because I have no woman to look to, no woman can turn to me and screw, as we say in Jamaica, screw up their face, or give me attitude. Yes? I speak freely. Let me have a disclaimer, I have nothing against women. But when I'm speaking the truth, no matter who or what is going to be hurt, I speak the truth. That's what I'm here for. Okay? All right. And for this reason, the commandment is written on the heavenly tablets in regard to her that gives birth. Because, by the way, whenever I speak about this, there's this rumor going around, oh, Kazakh hates women. Eh? That's what people say. If she bears a male, she shall remain in her uncleanness 7 days, according to the first days of week, and 33 days shall she remain in the blood of her purifying, and she shall not touch any Kodesh thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until she accomplishes these days which are enjoined in the case of a male child. Even in the case of a male child, there is less time. Again, the Most High puts a difference between them. But in the case of a female child, she shall remain in her uncleanness 2 weeks of days, according to the first 2 weeks, and 66 days in the blood of her purification, and they will be in all 80 days. So people, when women have children, they have to know that there is a time before they can come in the assembly, when people of the Most High are gathered together. 80 days. If she has a female child, and I think 33 days, 33 and 7, 40 days, yes. If she is in, if she has a male child. Now with the female child, it is 2 weeks plus 66 days, so that's 14 and 66, 80 days. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is most Kodesh than all the earth, besides, and every tree that is planted in it is Kodesh. Therefore was ordained regarding her who bears a male or a female child, the statutes of those days, that she would touch no Kodesh thing, nor enter into the sanctuary until these days for the male or female child are accomplished. All right, so the Most High puts a difference. So what we just showed, the um, the different period of time, different periods of time for male and female. So that was the creation, man, woman. Now let's look at what we look at so many times, the fall. Under the title, man, a victim of his feelings. A victim of his feelings. What we have in the fall, we're going to start at Genesis 3, 1 to 7. It is man being given an instruction. He gave the instruction to the woman. The woman, through her emotions, transgressed. The man, through his feelings and his emotions for the woman, also transgressed, with the majority of the blame now being placed on the man. It is like when you're in an assembly. Yeah. If you're in an assembly and you have a leader of the assembly, the leader of the assembly takes the brunt of everything from the Most High. Because the Most High is going to look that it is the person in charge that is responsible. It is the same thing that they do in this world. You will have for example, I want to speak to the Americans. They have their Secretary of the Treasury. And someone way down in the line has done something, stolen some money or doing something. Who do you think they are going to ask? The Secretary of the Treasury. You are responsible. He doesn't know what these people are doing, but yet still, the system requires of him. And then they will tell him, resign, resign. Now, this man didn't do anything. Yes? But it was somebody under his watch who has done it. It is the same thing with the Most High. So, Eve sinned. The fact that the man followed the woman, the whole brunt of everything is upon the man. Even though the woman gets her punishment, but the majority of the weight is upon the man. Alright? Only don't want to get this too loud. Alright, Genesis 3, 1 to 7. Let's go. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which Yahuwah Elohim had made. And he said unto the woman, Yea, hath Elohim said, Ye shall not eat of every tree of the garden? And the woman said unto the serpent, We may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, Elohim hath said, Ye shall not eat of it, neither shall ye touch it, lest ye die. So the woman knows the danger. She knows the danger. She stated the danger. It's like us today. We know what sin is. We know what the Bible says. We know we must not transgress. We know we must, but we still do it. We still do it. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. You know, many of the times, our sinful nature is talking to us. And then somebody comes and tells us what we want to hear. Yeah? You don't have to worry about that because such and such. That is how many of us sin today. And the serpent said unto the woman, Ye shall not surely die. For Elohim doth know that in the day you eat thereof, then your eyes shall be opened, and you shall be as Elohim, knowing good and evil. So, ye shall not surely die. And then he exalted her. You shall be like Elohim. Man, if you do this, you're going to be exalted. And when the woman saw, here we go now with the emotions. Man, a victim of his emotions. That is why, as believers, our focus must be on obedience first. That's what we teach here at Just a Word. Obey, even if you don't understand. Obey. Had she put obedience first, this would not have happened. And those whose sins are forgiven in Yahushua HaMashiach, must never ever go back and do what they feel to do, but go back into obedience, the obedience that would have avoided the fall of man. So our lives now, it's all about obedience. Yet still they have given us a religion on this world that tells us to disobey. The law is done away with. You do anything once saved, you're always saved. You don't have to worry about works. All you have to do is have faith. Yes? Because if you go back to works, you trample upon the grace of Jesus. These are the wicked things that Satan has given us through that religion, this abominable religion. Because one of the things that the exercise is going to show up today, I hope some Christians are just leaving Christianity or curious people are listening to this, is going to show up the false religion of Christianity. Yes? And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, lust of the flesh, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, lust of the eyes, and a tree to be desired to make one wise, pride of life. She took up the fruit thereof, and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Where did we see all of this again? 1 John 2, one of my favorite verses. You are going to hate me, but I am not going to stop doing it, no matter how much you hate me. 1 John 2, 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. Oh, I love to say these verses. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, here we go now, Eve, the lust of the flesh, when she saw that it was good for food, and the lust of the eyes, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the pride of life, when she saw that it was a fruit to make man wise. Are you going to take off the fruit, and are you going to eat? Because this is what the world is about now. The world is the fruit. And this is what the world is all about. The world has given us lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life abundantly. And that is the temptation that we have to overcome. We cannot sit in the world in the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life and sit pretty and say, okay, yes. We have to reject them. We have to overcome them. Because these lust of the flesh and lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but it is of the world. It is of Satan. It is not of the Most High. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Father of Alua abideth forever. That means, if you are in the world, in the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, then you cannot do the will of the Father. And therefore you cannot abide forever, which means you do not have eternal life. We're going to look a little further about materialism and vanity and eternal life. Only hope I get to do it, and only hope I remember what was brought forth to me through this, so that I can truly help us. Truly. Anyway, let's go back to Genesis. And the eyes of them both were opened, and they knew that they were naked. So when they partook of the lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, sin came upon them, and they realized that they had sinned. And they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons, which shows us, again, that man is not competent to clothe himself from sin. Look what man sewed. Fig leaves. You can easily tear off the fig leaves. And when the Most High came, what did the Most High do? Look what the Most High... Wait, let's go. Verse 21. Unto Adam also and to his wife did Yahuwah Alua make coats of skins and clothe them. So our righteousness cannot clothe us from sin. It is the righteousness that is in Yahusha through Yahuwah that can clothe us from sin. We cannot, this is where self-righteousness comes in. Self-righteousness and self-justification. And self-deception, deceiving ourselves that we ourselves can be righteous through the law. This is where the law comes in. This is where the law and us come in. We thinking we can obey the law and clothe ourselves from sin. Let me turn this thing down here. Mic check 1, 2. Thinking that we can clothe ourselves from sin as if we are the Most High. These are for the people who are the law keepers. It is the Most High that has to clothe us. Anyway, let's go back up. How far did I say I was going? I said I was going to verse 7. Where was I now? Let me get that out. Yes. Yeah, that's where I went. All right. So, man a victim of his feelings. It is no different today. No different. Man has not changed. 2 Timothy 4, verses 2 to 4. Preach the word. Be instant, in season, out of season. Reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and doctrine. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine. But after their own lusts, here we go, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears. What have we been speaking about for the past few weeks? This. Teachers, itching ears, going after teachers who tell you what you want to hear. The lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life will let you heap unto yourselves teachers, and you will not endure sound doctrine. So when you come to Just a Word and you hear Kazakh speaking all these hard words, you're going to run away. You're going to say, these are hard sayings. Who can take them? Yeah? And you're going to run. And you're going to go and listen to people who are going to deceive you. But you don't care even if these people deceive you, as long as they tell you what you want to hear. You know that these people are false. You know that they are lacking. You know that there are other teachers who will tell you the truth, but you don't want to hear the truth. Why? Your own lust. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. But what shall be the result? What will be the result? And they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned unto fables. That's the result. Mankind has not changed. And this is what is happening on the internet today. The internet is a land of itching ears. Every week, the Most High makes me come on and talk about teachers. Every week. And I keep reminding you, it's not that I'm exalting myself. I am nobody. I am no good. I am here learning. I am no exalted teacher. I am someone who is learning. And so I learn, so I teach. But the Most High keeps putting it on my heart. Speak about the teachers. Speak about the teachers. It is the teachers that are going to corrupt my people in these last days. Anyway. Where was I again? Jude 1, 18 to 21 again. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, false teachers. Jude 1, 18 to 21. How that they... No. But beloved, remember ye the words which were spoken before of the apostles of our Master Yahushua HaMashiach, how that they told you, there should be mockers in the last time, who should walk after their own ungodly lusts. You see this again? You see it again? Vanity! Everything is vanity. If you go into the book of Ecclesiastes, all that Shulama speaks about is vanity. Vanity of vanities. It is vanity that is going to destroy us. Unrighteous lust. These be they who separate themselves. Hey, Father, boy, I'm telling you. These be they who separate themselves. How is this manifested today? How is this manifested today? Social media teachers, social media believers. What have we been speaking over the past few weeks? That there are people on the internet, they are lone rangers, they are cowboys, they just go from place to place, picking here, picking there. Isn't that what we have said? They separate themselves. They are not willing to go into any assembly to be led by anyone. I was speaking to one on Facebook the other day. Someone asked him a question and he says, go and seek understanding for yourself. And I said to him, but that is not scriptural. The Most High said that he would send teachers. So why are you sending that person to be on your own? So that person is telling you that they are seeking on their own. These be they who separate themselves. The word separate here. Come on, let us have some spiritual fun here. Where is it? These be they who separate. The meaning of separate. Let's have some spiritual fun. I won't try to say the Greek word, all right? To disjoin by a boundary, figuratively apart, is separate. So you disjoin yourself from other believers. Believers are called to do what? Gather yourselves together. So these separate themselves, disjoin themselves from other believers. These are people who go after their own lusts. That is why they have itching ears. They move here, move there, move there. They cannot stay one place to be under any form of order. Sensual. What is this? Sensual. Sensual, sukikos, sensitive. Sensitive, that is animate in distinction on the one hand from which is a higher or renovated nature, and on the other from which is a lower or bestial nature. That would take a time to understand, but what I like is sensitive. And this is what happens to these people. You speak to them, they get angry very easily. Very, very sensitive. And they are sensual in that they are sensitive to you, even to someone even correcting them. So what they do, they separate themselves and have itching ears and go around after their own lust to hear what they want to hear. And I'm done with this. It is too very profound. All right? I'm done with that. All right. So man is a victim of his feelings and remains a victim of his feelings. Yeah? Hey. So let's look at prophecies of today. False teachers in the spirit of anti. You see it again? It's false teachers again. Again, a disclaimer, I'm not exalting myself and saying I'm a true teacher. Again, I'm this little idiot boy from down at Falmouth. Jamaicans will understand what I mean. A little idiot boy from down at Falmouth. That's me. What a little idiot that the Most High is using to tell people some things. I'm not anybody. But the Most High is showing me about the danger of teachers in this time when the spirit of anti-Messiah is in the earth, getting prepared for the anti-Messiah to be released on this earth. And so the Most High has called up his people, set apart teachers to protect the people from the ruach of anti-Messiah, and the other teachers who believe they are teachers out there are going to lead the people right into the hands of the anti-Messiah. Prophecies of today. False teachers in the ruach of anti-Mashiach. 2 Peter 2, 1-3. We looked at this last time. Let's go. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies. Damnable heresies like the lunar Sabbath, like Yahusha is Yahuwah, Yahuwah is Yahusha. Damnable heresies. Even denying the master that bought them, denying the Messiah himself, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. And many, is there a few who will follow them? Many. This is why you see we are start thinking about these things. Many shall follow their pernicious ways. The false teachers today, man, you have tons of people following most of them. There are people who are talking the truth that might have many people, I don't know. But what I see, false teachers, when I look on what they are saying, I just hiss my teeth and say, oh boy, hey. These people have tons of people following them. And many shall follow their pernicious. This pernicious, I don't even know how to pronounce this word. As I tell you, I'm a little idiot boy. I am not learned. All right? What is this word here? Pernicious ways. Ruin or loss, physical, spiritual, or eternal. Damnable, destruction, perdition. Oh. Okay? And the word is apolia, which is related to what? Apollyon. Yes. So this has to do with Satan, their satanic ways. By reason of whom the way of truth shall evil be spoken of. So these people are now going to be, the way of truth, they are going to speak evil of it. So when we are speaking and preaching the way, they are going to say, oh, that's false. Don't follow that way. And through covetousness shall they with feigned word make merchandise of you. And the internet is loaded with people making merchandise of you. As we said before, vanity is the problem. Vanity is what's going to get you in the lake of fire. Whose judgment now of a long time lingereth not, and their damnation slumbereth not. In other words, the Most High is just waiting until the right time to destroy them. They're enjoying themselves for the time being. Yes? Let them have their fun. Jude 1, 3-7, the book of Yahudah again. Jude 1, 3-7. Beloved, when I gave all diligence to write unto you of the common salvation, it was needful for me to write unto you and exhort you that ye should earnestly contend for the faith which was once delivered unto the saints. So we need to contend for the faith, and this is what we are doing here at Just a Word. Contending for the faith which was once delivered. No new thing. Going back to the old path, which is the good way, so that we can find rest for our souls. Because there is a modern doctrine, modern teaching being taught today. And that modern teaching is based on materialism. It's okay for you to go after this. It's okay for you to be rich. It's okay for this, but as long as you're this and as long as you're that. That's a little smart, little satanic way, like how Satan buttered up Eve. We are being buttered up today to go back into a new way. For there are, what verse did I go to? 7. For there are certain men crept in unawares, who were before of old ordained to this condemnation, ungodly men, turning the favor of our master, of our Alua, into lasciviousness, and denying the only master Alua and our master Yahushua Mashiach. So these are men who are actually sinners. But they see in this an opportunity to make something out of it. And this just reminds me of a few people that we see on the internet. And I say to myself, but these people are sinners. But they study the word. Nobody studies the word like them because they see gain in it. As long as you have a channel and you are able to give some knowledge and build up a following, then the dollars can come in. Vanity, nothing. Everything is vanity. I will therefore put you in remembrance, though ye once knew this, how that Yahuwah having saved the people out of the land of Mitzrayim, afterward destroyed them that believe not. So we are having our time here. The Most High has his time for those of us who are going along the wrong path, along this path. Yes? And the angels, which kept not their first estate, but left their own habitation, he hath reserved in eternal everlasting chains under darkness unto the judgment of the great day. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. So we were given examples of the patience, long suffering of the Most High, knowing that what we did or what we do is not going to go unpunished. But don't take the mercy of the Most High for granted. So false teachers in the spirit of anti-Mashiach. Now, a very important thing that we have to get. We spoke about women earlier, didn't we? Yeah. We spoke about women and we spoke about men and we spoke about Adam and we spoke about Eve. We speak often on this channel about the importance of reversing the sin of Adam. People who have been around me have heard me say so often. It is more important for a woman to be in subjection than to know every single scripture in this world. More important for the woman to be in subjection to the man, because that is her salvation. A woman in the order of Eve dominating a man cannot enter the kingdom, because the whole idea of this life, the whole idea of the kingdom, is a reversal of what Adam did and what Kwa did. So the woman who continues in the order of Kwa or Eve is no better than Eve and has not overcome sin. A man who has allowed a woman to dominate him is in the order of Adam after he sinned. And how can you enter the kingdom in the order of Adam when the whole idea of this life that we live and everything that happens in the world is for man to return back to the original order? So we're going to use a common scripture and we're going to show definitively that man, righteous man, must go back to the order. I'm speaking to you men out there. Look in my eyes. If your wife is leading you, if your wife dominates you, if your wife is not in subjection to you, you have nowhere going. You cannot go before the Most High. And we're going to show with a simple scripture, a few scriptures that very popular. They use these scriptures for something else, and we're going to show you what it is actually saying. Okay? Male and female must reverse the sin of Adam. And we look down the bottom there. Beep, beep, beep. Genesis 3:17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hearkened unto the voice of thy wife. You see where the curse came from? Because thou hearkenest unto the voice of thy wife. You see, many believers today, especially in the religion of Christianity, Christianity is a wicked religion. The worst religion in the world. The Muslims, at least, make sure that the woman is in subjection. Yes? But Christianity, they exalt the women, women bishops, women apostles, women pastors, women leaders, women this. And so in church, and many men don't go to church because the woman has dominance over the men in church. Yeah? Because thou hearkenest unto the voice of thy wife. So in church, men are made to hearken unto the voice of their wives. The wife is given power over the man. And not only in church, through the religion itself. Because Babylon itself has done this to us. The Babylon has taught us woman is equal. And if you say anything otherwise, they say gender, gender. What they call it? They have some words for it. Somebody in the chat, can you tell me, please? They have some things for this gender equality. Yes, gender equality. So, gender equality, man being equal to the woman. Because thou hearkenest unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Cursed, because thou listenest to the voice of thy wife. So how do you expect to go to the Most High now, listening to the voice of your wife? When we get together, we are trying to help you. Yes? We are trying to help you. When we say you have to lead your wife, the wife has to be in subjection. Eh? Male and female must reverse the sin of Adam. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. What is the order of the Most High? But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Alua. Now if you go back to the Most High, and you as a man, a woman is your head, what are you going to say to the Most High? And I say, well, Most High, you know, I found her so hard to control. You know what I mean? And she was such a strong, overbearing woman. You know, for the sake of peace, you know, I just allowed her to just have her way. What do you think the Most High is going to say? The head of the woman is the man. And let me tell you something. It's not the husband alone that is the head of the woman. Man in general. If a woman goes in an assembly, yes, it's not that the men can dominate to the woman or go between the husband and the wife in the relationship. It is that the woman has to show respect of the men as authority over her in the assembly. Yes? The husband will be the one who exercises effective authority over her. When I say effective, it is the authority that dictates and says, well, don't do this, do that, do that, do that. Effective one-on-one, it is the husband. But in the assembly, it is the man in general, men who make up the assembly. The woman has to have respect to the men. You cannot be in subjection to your husband and then you come and disrespect the rest of the men or disrespect another man in the assembly. Yes? Because Hamashiach is the head of the assembly and Hamashiach is the head of the man. So when Hamashiach is as head of the assembly and is the head of the man, man being the leaders in the assembly, it means that the men are the head above the woman. Yes? The head of the woman is the man. So there has to be this subjection in the woman, this humble subjection to the authority of men over women. Let me continue. I'm trying to help someone. So you might look at it and say, oh, why is this cousin saying this and that? I am trying to help you, you see? Because when you go before the Most High, you're going to see what I'm trying to say. Isaiah chapter 3, verses 1 to 5. Let me show you the importance of the woman being in subjection to the man. Isaiah 3, verses 1 to 5. The book of Isaiah chapter 3 this is the book that they use over into chapter 4 that they use for their polygyny. But there's something in it that you need to understand. For behold, Yahuwah Sabaoth, doth take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. Yes? This is figuratively speaking about the end times when trouble comes upon this earth. Yeah? Yahuwah does not change. This happened that Jerusalem is going to happen again to the daughters of Zion who are in this world. The mighty man and the man of war, the judge and the prophet and the prudent and the ancient, the captain of 50 and the honorable man, and the counselor and the cunning artificer and the eloquent orator. And I will give children to be their princes, and babes shall rule over them. So the men shall be taken away, and women shall rule. And the people shall be oppressed, everyone by another, and everyone by his neighbor. The child shall behave himself proudly against the ancient, and the base against the honorable. When a man shall take hold... No. I'm going to go to verse 12 now. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. Who rules over them? Women rule over them. So let's see what's going to happen when women rule over us. Will we have some nice stuff? Will they direct us in the right way? Let's see what happens when women rule over us. Right away, the Most High doesn't even hesitate. As he says, women rule over them, what does he say? Oh, my people, they which lead thee have caused thee to err and destroy the way of thy path. That means when women rule over us, they are going to cause us to err and to destroy the way of our paths. They're going to lead us into error. That's what Kwa did to Adam. Now let's see what happens next. Yahuwah standeth up to plead and standeth to judge the people. You see, the Most High is going to judge his people throughout all of this. So if in the end, you have a woman that is ruling over you, you are going to be judged. You stand to be judged. Yahuwah will enter into judgment with the ancients of his people and the princes thereof, for ye have eaten up the vineyard, the spoil of the poor is in your houses. So when women rule, what's it saying? That men will become more vain. Just going after the satisfaction of their own hearts at the disadvantage of the poor. What mean ye that he beat my people to pieces and grind the faces of the poor, says Yahuwah Elohim Sabaoth. Moreover, Yahuwah said, now, this is what happens when the women are ruling. Let me tell you something, men. When a woman is in subjection, a woman is in humility. What is it? 2 Timothy 2, is it? Let me go to 2 Timothy 2. No, that's not, it's not 2 Let me see, it's in, Peter said it. Modest. Yeah, let me see what Peter said. Yeah, it's 1 Peter 2, verse 1 Timothy 2, 9. It wasn't Peter. Verse 8, I will therefore that men pray everywhere, lifting up holy hands without wrath and doubting. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair, or gold, or pearls, or costly array, but which becometh woman professing holiness with good works. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach or to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. When a woman is in subjection, people, this is the importance of a woman being in subjection when it comes to vanity and eternal life. Because vanity is directly correlated to eternal life. When a woman is in subjection, she will be able to adorn herself modestly. With shamefacedness, that means humbleness, cast down eyes, afraid to look into the eyes of a man, bashfulness, yes, and sobriety and self-control. Not with these exalted things, broidered hair or golds, precious curls or passive. Not with these things. Now I want you to contrast this now with what we're going to see in Isaiah. So this in 1 Timothy 2, verse 9, this is where women need to be. But the woman that is not in subjection, the woman that dominates over her man, is going to be vain. As long as you allow your wife, your woman to dominate over you, your child is a female to dominate over you, that child is going to be vain. And we're going to show later on, if we have the time, the danger of vanity. Let's go. Man, this teaching here, I wish I had the time to do it. I might have to cut it short. So much to it. Let's go back and see when a woman is vain, what happens? Verse 16. Moreover, Yahuwah said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, they are not humble, not with shamefacedness and sobriety, yes, and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes. Wanton. That word wanton. I think wanton. Oh, they are blinking. Oh, they are so sophisticated, is it? That's what it means? Yeah? Anyway. Walking and mincing as they go. Stush, as we say in Jamaica. And making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, Yahuwah will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahuwah will discover their secret parts. This is why I tell you, women, when you are listening to this teaching, we're doing you a favor. Because if you live in the deception, thinking that life in Babylon, and life as they taught us in Babylon, for you as a woman, that it is okay before the Most High, you make a sad mistake. If you're not in humility, in subjection to the man before the Most High, there is no eternal life for you. But the Most High is merciful. We're going to see his mercy on you. In that day, Yahuwah will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls, and their round tires like the moon. Man, you see how many things women put on themselves to exalt themselves? Let me begin. Whew. Tinkling ornaments, calls, round tires, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, the mantles, the wimples and the crispin pins, the glasses, the fine linen and the hoods and the veils. Say, and it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell there shall be stink, and instead of a girdle a rent, and instead of well set hair baldness, and instead of a stomach a girding of sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. How many of you women, vain as they come, have come upon these things? Some of you have had sores in your hair fall out, yeah? Baldness upon your head, burning instead of beauty. I mean, you get all sorts of afflictions in you. Because women who I know, who makes this extra effort to look good, they might look good for a time T, then you see them going up in age, and then you start saying, what is wrong with this woman? Why doesn't she give up? Because everything that they try now, they start looking worse and worse and worse. Give up and seek out modesty. But here's what's going to happen to the men. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty in the war. Why will the men fall by the sword? The men fall by the sword because they allowed their woman to be all of these. They allowed their woman not to be in subjection, did not put their woman in subjection, and so the women were vain, and becoming vain, the woman ended up, the men themselves, ended up under the punishment of the Most High. The Most High destroys their husbands. So this is where women are more fortunate. Probably why in this awakening more women are waking up and more women are seeking the Most High than men. Yes? The men are being destroyed because of what they allowed their women to do. And we're going to see what happens after. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. So the woman will end up not having any husband. And then what will happen after? Isaiah 4, verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, here we go. This is the doctrine of, what they call it? The doctrine of polygyny. Oh, 7 women shall take one man. Have the men died in the war as yet? This has not yet happened. What is going to happen is that the woman shall be desolate, the men shall die, and when the men die, it is righteous men that remain that are going to be their husbands. And the husbands are not going to be seeking the men. It is the women who are going to be seeking the men. And they are not going to be seeking the men for sexual encounters. They're going to be seeking the men because they are going to realize that the only way they can see salvation is to be in subjection to a man, to be called by the name of a man. So they're going to humble themselves and realize that this fussiness that I was on, it didn't serve me well. My husband was destroyed and I was destroyed. The only way I can see salvation is to be in subjection to a man. Even just to be called by his name. Even for him just to call me wife. I don't want anything from him. I don't want anything from him. I'll do everything for myself. I just want to be called his wife so that I can see salvation. That's what this is for. Verse 1. And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. It's a woman that will be seeking the man. Not as they do in these camps where the men go hunting down. I've heard of people in the camps. They just, as a woman comes in, they swoop down on the woman. Do you have a husband? Do you have a husband? Eh? And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. Just let me be called by the name of a righteous man. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, women. You are helpmeets. I didn't even set up. You are helpmeets. You are helpmeets to help to bring the man to righteousness. Yeah? When you bring that man to righteousness, and you are in subjection to a righteous man, that's where you are. It's not about you knowing scriptures and you going and teaching everyone. Yes? Because there's some women, they want to do too much. You are to help. So you are to help to make the man righteous. So that being called by his name, your reproach will be taken away. Hey, that was really sweet. Yes? Let me continue. In that day shall the branch of Yahuwah be beautiful and splendid, and the fruit of the earth shall be excellent and comely for them that are escaped of Yasharal. It shows that it is this end time now. those who are going into Zion. I was speaking today, man. Psalms 12 I did today, and it brought out some things today. I'm telling you, so beautiful. Psalms 12 as it relates to today. And we were looking at it and we were saying that there is going to come a time when our people are going to weep and mourn and wail and cry out to Yahuwah, just as our people cried out to him when we were in Egypt. This is when this here is going to happen. Those that are escaped. And this that we're telling you about with the woman and everything, this is going to happen around that time. Although it has happened over time, by the way, but it's going to escalate in the end time. And it shall come to pass that he that is left in Zion, and he that remaineth in Jerusalem shall be called set apart, even everyone that is written among the living in Jerusalem. As we said, this happened when Judah and Jerusalem, but this principle is the same because Yahuwah does not change. When Yahuwah shall have washed away the filth of the daughters of Zion, and shall have purged the blood of Jerusalem from the midst thereof, by the ruach of judgment and by the ruach of burning. The ruach of burning is to punish them for this fussiness, this jewelry and this makeup and this walking crispy and all of those things. And the ruach of judgment is the judgment that's going to come upon them and their husbands for what they have done. And Yahuwah will create upon every dwelling place of Mount Zion, and upon her assemblies a cloud and smoke by day, and the shining of a flaming fire by night, for upon all the splendor shall be a defense. And there shall be a tabernacle for a shadow in the daytime from the heat, and for a place of refuge, and for a covert from storm and from rain. This is the end time, people. This is going into Zion. That this is going to happen. Okay? So we have to overturn what happened with Adam and Kwa. So let's go back to Adam and Kwa, because after Adam, man again given instructions by the Most High, and again falls victim to his lusts, and again rebels against the instructions of the Most High. Genesis 4, verses 3 to 9. And in process of time it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground an offering unto Yahuwah. And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock and of the fat thereof, and Yahuwah had respect unto Abel and his offering, because Abel's offering came out of a good heart. Cain's heart was not right before the Most High, and he did not bring his best. But unto Cain and to his offering he had not respect. And Cain was very wroth, and his countenance fell. So, when we don't please the Most High, are we angry or are we repentant? Because Cain was angry when he was rejected. And Yahuwah said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth, and why is thy countenance fallen? If thou doest well, shalt thou not be accepted? If you do well, if you obey, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, if thou doest not well, sin lies at the door. And unto thee shall be his desire, and thou shalt rule over him. Sin shall rule over you, if sin is your desire. If you do not do well, sin is there awaiting you. And what did Cain do? And Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field, that Cain rose up against Abel his brother, and slew him. So Cain was given the option to do that which is right. Did Cain choose to do that which is right? No, he did not. He chose instead to do more evil. Us as believers today, when we are instructed and corrected as to right and wrong, do we accept our correction and do what is right, or do we continue to do that which is wrong Because if we do, we are in the order of Cain. Verse 9, and Yahuwah said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Now here we go now. Cain in sin is in rebellion against the Most High. He has no fear of the Most High. This happens to people who are in religion, who the Most High just leaves them to do what they want to do. Me, I can tell you personally, if I do one little bit off the Most High, I get a whipping. But people who are left to do what they want to do, worshipping false mighty ones, they are allowed to do whatever they want to do. They have no fear of Yahuwah. Am I my brother's keeper? Look at the man talking to the Most High. Yeah? And I hear this among people of that big religion today when they talk about speaking to the Most High. Oh, when I speak to the Most High, I speak to him as if I'm talking to my friend. I can't get myself to speak to the Most High like that. No, 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 no. I fear him too much and reverence him and love him too much. It is like I have my father. When I had my father, I wouldn't deal with my father anyway. My father wasn't a father that was with me all the while and around me and everything I would say with the perfect father. But when I came to speak with him, I would not speak with him for years. I remember one time I didn't speak to him from age 9 to age 25. How many? 19 years. And at 25 years old when I saw him, he was still, yes, daddy, no, daddy, yes, daddy. That reverence for him as a father. That respect. So I could never now take myself and talk to the Most High and deal with the Most High as he is, if he's one of my friends. This is what some people do. And this is Abel right here. Cain right here. And he said, what hast thou done? The voice of thy brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which hath opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Now this is when now Cain wakes up. This is when Cain wakes up and shows respect to the Most High. And Cain said unto Yahuwah, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Now he's crying. This is mankind here. We were told before, we know before, but when we are actually in the trouble, that is when we respect the Most High and start showing fear to him because we realize what we are in. It was the same thing with me, myself, and I. Never had any regard or any respect for the Most High. But when I was in trouble, yes, I turned to him with honor and reverence. But the good thing, when I turned to him, he heard me. And from that time onward, I showed him the fear. But it's the same thing with Cain. Cain never showed no fear because no judgment was on him. Yeah. Anyway, won't go no anymore in Cain. Yeah. So mankind was cursed again for rebellion against the commandment of the Most High. I want you to understand, when we rebel against the commandments of the Most High, we are facing curses. That is why we are where we are. Don't think that the Most High has changed. Oh yes, I did this already. Yes, I did this already. Sorry about that. So, the whole duty of man, what is this doing here? Oh, this. Let me get this thing straight. All right. So the whole duty of man, Ecclesiastes 12 from verse 12. And further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books, there is no end. And much study is a weariness of the flesh. This is what I have been going around and telling people. That you could be studying from now till thine kingdom come. Yes? If you are not walking in righteousness of Yahuwah, it makes no sense. Be admonished of making many books, there is no end, and much studying is a weariness of the flesh. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. If you are not fearing Yahuwah and keeping his commandments, you are lost. Fear Allah and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. For Allah shall bring every work into judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. But even though man knows this, man is still very rebellious. We have not changed. Deuteronomy 31:27. For I know thy rebellion and thy stiff neck. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, ye have been rebellious against Yahuwah, and how much more after my death? Mankind is just rebellious. But the word tells us about rebellion that it is akin to witchcraft. 1 Samuel 15:23. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahuwah, he hath also rejected thee from being king. So the Most High will reject us for our rebellion, because he compares rebellion to witchcraft. So what happens to the rebellious? The rebellious now are those who go against his word, seeking their own righteousness, seeking their own thing, do not want to follow his instructions. Destruction of the rebellious. Let's look at an example in the book of Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 31. Send to all them of the captivity, saying, Thus saith Yahuwah concerning Shemaiah the Nehelamite, because that Shemaiah had prophesied unto you, and I sent him not, and he caused you to trust in a lie. Here we go again with teachers, false teachers, who are teaching and preaching, and they were not sent. They cause you to trust in a lie. What is going to happen to them? Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah, verse 32, Behold, I will punish Shemaiah the Nehelamite and his seed, not him only, even his children. He shall not have a man to dwell among this people, neither shall he behold the good that I will do for my people, saith Yahuwah, because he hath taught rebellion against Yahuwah. Judgment for teaching rebellion against the Most High, judgment for teaching against the words and the will and the way of the Most High. False teachers are going to be the destruction in the end time. Judgment is not far from us who are false teachers. Because what we have today, false teachers in the spirit of anti-Messiah teaching rebellion today, and we looked at it already in 2 Peter 2, 1-3 and in Jude 1, 3-7. All right? So we have mankind being rebellious. Rebellion has followed man from the days of Adam and Kwa. But what about the other creation? Remember, we started at creation. In the beginning, Yahuwah created the heavens and the earth. And the earth was without form and void. On the first day, he said, let there be light. On the fourth day, he created sun and the moon. On the fifth day, he created the water. On the sixth, water animals and the things that fly. The water, what do you call them? Fishes, etc. And things that fly. On the sixth day, he created the beasts of the field, etc. What happens? The luminaries are faithful. The animals are faithful. Remember, in the first week, he created the sun, the moon, the stars. He created the grass, herb-bearing seed. Everything is faithful. Psalms 104, verse 19. He appointed the moon for seasons. The sun knoweth his going down. So the sun knows the time when he's going down, and the sun and the moon are so faithful that people can plot time from how many hundreds, thousands of years because of the faithfulness of the sun and the moon. Yes? Yeah. Verse Jeremiah 31 to 35 to 36, when the Most High swore upon the ordinances of the sun and the moon and the stars that they would never cease from being before him, that they will never change. He said, if they change the ordinances, then the children of Yashua will cease from being a nation before him, which are two of the verses that we use to show you that the Most High's ordinance from creation has not changed. You can go and read them. All right, we have a lot to go through. I'm trying to make sure that we have time. So the animals are also faithful. Matthew 6:25. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat. This is how men should be. Let me stick a pin on this one. This is how men should be. The luminaries don't care about anything about them, whatever. The animals, the birds, the plants, they don't care anything about themselves. They just live. They just live. And they live, and the Most High prepares for them. The Most High provides for them. They don't have to worry about provision, but man worries about provision. Why? Because man is greedy. Man is vain. Lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. The Most High will provide something that we need. One of the reasons for sickness is on this earth. Let me get this thing up. One of the reasons for sicknesses on this earth is because of the lust of man. The Most High has provided for man the basic things that man needs. Basic things, basic foods. These foods are natural food. Plant the food, eat the food. But mankind is lusting and lusts after lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life. So back home when we were in Jamaica, when you were eating like tin mackerel, mackerel in the tin, sardines, yeah? They used to laugh at you and say it's poor. When you used to eat chicken back, that was a disgrace. Because it's poor people food. The Most High gives us base things to eat, but we want fancy things. So the wicked people of this world, they slap on labels. They slap on labels, fancy labels, on their products and add all sorts of chemicals and additives and garbage and wickedness to it and put on a high price to it, and we eat it. Yes? So the Most High will provide simple thing that everybody can eat and be healthy, but we want exalted food. And in wanting exalted food, that is when we go a whoring and we are not satisfied with nothing. We go a whoring after money for food because we cannot eat simple food. Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what you shall eat or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Behold the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are they not much better? Are ye not much better than they? So these fowls and whatever, they are satisfied with what they get, but mankind is never ever satisfied. The animals have faith, the luminaries have faith, but man does not have faith. Not. And so man goes after vanity because of that lack of faith. Man lacks faith. Matthew 6:27. Which of you by taking thought can add 1 cubit unto his stature? And why take ye thought for raiment? Consider the lilies of the field, how they grow. They toil not, neither do they spin. And yet I say unto you, that even Shulamah in all his splendor was not arrayed like one of these. Wherefore, if Allah so clothe the grass of the field, which today is and tomorrow is cast into the oven, shall he not much more clothe you, O ye of little faith? So the lilies, the birds, the plants, everything is able to have faith and believe except us. We men are of little faith. This is what makes us different and causes us to sin. Our lack of faith is because we are not in harmony with the Most High and His creation. The Most High's creation is in harmony with the Most High. Mankind is not in harmony with the Most High, so mankind lacks faith. If we are in harmony with the Most High, we will have faith because our Ruach will be one with His Ruach, and we will be confident and comfortable waiting on the Most High, having faith, believing in Him. But not being in harmony with Him, in this thing, or is this? Oh, yes. But not being in harmony with Him, we don't have faith. So we have to now be looking and wondering. Where am I going to get this? Where am I going to get it? I worry because we are not in harmony with His Ruach. Now, how do we come into harmony with the Father and receive through M&R? We have to, let me not say it. John 16:23. I want you to follow this teaching. It's a lot of things that are tied up together. It's not simplistic. But when you get it, when you build up with it and get it, it will open up your eyes and your understanding to so much more. Right? John 16:23. And in that day ye shall ask me nothing. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that whatsoever ye shall ask the Father in my name, He will give it to you. So we have to come to this point where we have the confidence in Yahusha, in the Father, that whatever we ask the Father in Yahusha's name, He will give it to us. This is when we are one with the Ruach of the Father and of the Son. If you are not in one with the Father and the Son, you will not be able to have the level of faith that will let you stop worrying. You have to become one with that Ruach. Hitherto have ye asked nothing in my name, ask and ye shall receive, that your joy may be full. Verse 26. At that day ye shall ask in my name, and I say not unto you that I will pray the Father for you. For the Father Himself loveth you, because ye have loved me, and have believed that I came out from Alua. This is life eternal. John 17:3. You're going to have to, you're not going to stop hearing me use this. John 17:3. And this is life eternal, that they may know thee, the only true Alua, and Yahusha HaMashiach, whom thou hast sent. This is how you become one with the Father and the Son. Here it is. Love the Son and believe that He came out from the Father. Not believe that He is the Father, but believe that He came out from the Father. I came forth from the Father, and am come into the world again. I leave the world and go to the Father. So when we believe that Yahusha came out from the Father and have loved Him, then we will not have to ask Yahusha anything. We will just simply have to ask the Father, as it says in verse 26, and it will be given unto us. This is when you are one with the Spirit, in harmony with the Father and the Son. So it is believing, verse 27 here, and in believing, man must believe in the Son and seek the kingdom. Therefore take no thought, saying, Matthew 6:31, what shall we eat, or what shall we drink, or wherewithal shall we be clothed? For after all these things do the Gentiles seek, for your heavenly Father knoweth that you have need of all these things. So the Father knows what we need. But, verse 33, seek ye first the kingdom of Allah and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek the kingdom, believe, be one with the Father and with the Son, and everything that you need will be added unto you. So this is what we're saying, that if we are not one with the Father and with the Son, then we won't have faith, and we are what? Righteous through faith. That means there won't be any righteousness with us. And if there's no righteousness with us, what is there going to be? Unrighteousness. So if we don't believe and seek the kingdom, we are going to be in unrighteousness. If we are in unrighteousness, there's no kingdom for us. So we have to be one with the Son and with the Father, trusting, having faith in the Father, believing in him, believing in his Son, and seek out his kingdom, and everything that we need will be added unto us. Why are we worrying? But there's another side to it as well. Having too much comforts make us lack faith, which makes us sin. We're going into vanity here. We're taking our way slowly. Slowly we are going into vanity. Yeah? We're going to show you why. I am not the one to be telling people to chase down vanity or anything like that. Let's show you why. Having too much comforts make us lack faith. And we know Deuteronomy 32:15-20. Should we do it? Everybody knows it by heart. Deuteronomy 32:15. We know what happened. But Jeshurun waxed fat. This is what we're talking about. When the children of Israel were able to get everything that they wanted, what happened to them? Jeshurun waxed fat and kicked. Thou art waxen fat, thou art grown thick, thou art covered with fatness. When we get comfortable, what happened? What happens? Then he forsook Allah which made him, and lightly esteemed the rock of his salvation. Let me give you something out of this here. When we get too comfortable, we are going to forsake Yahuwah. We are going to lightly esteem him, which means we are not going to have any fear of him. And when this happens to us, we are going to fall in faith. Our faith is going to plummet. And so we are going to do what? Worship other gods. And the other gods might not necessarily be gods in the real sense, like Baal or Chemosh or Jesus Christ or any other gods like that. We just go after materialism, vanity. Continue making materialism our idol. They provoked him to jealousy with strange Elohim, and with abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrificed unto devils, not to Allah, to Elohim whom they knew not, to new Elohim that came newly up, whom your fathers feared not. Of the rock that begat thee thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten Allah that formed thee. This is success here for you. This is when people get too comfortable. And when Yahuwah saw it, he abhorred them, because of the provoking of his sons and of his daughters. So the Most High abhorred them. And then what happened? And he said, I will hide my face from them. I will see what their end shall be, for they are a very froward generation, children in whom is no faith. So lacking faith will make us go after materialism, which will make us go further and further away from the Most High, forsaking the Most High, and make us go further and further into lacking faith. This is the complexity of human being. A dog's delight is to bark and bite. Animals just do what they are programmed to do. Man has free will. Man goes into all sorts of inventions to take them away from the Most High. So, in other words, vanity keeps us from oneness with Alua and the resulting kingdom of Alua. Very important. Vanity separates us from the Most High, keeps us from being in oneness with Him. And the result. Why do you think Hamashiach said it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to enter the kingdom? Why do you think he said in the book of Zephaniah, I will leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people who shall trust in the name of Yahuwah? Vanity keeps us from oneness with the Most High. Matthew 19:21. We know this rich young ruler when he came to Hamashiach, asking Hamashiach, what can he do to inherit the kingdom? 19:21. Yahusha said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor. Hey! It is vanity that stands in the way. Vanity, vanity, vanity. Get rid of the vanity. And you can be perfect. You cannot be perfect with vanity. Vanity is going to keep you away from the Most High. What did the Most High say? And you shall be holy, which means you shall be perfect, for I am perfect. And Yahusha said in Matthew 5:48, be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. You cannot be perfect in vanity. What did Hamashiach say in Matthew 19:21? If thou wilt be perfect, sell everything what you have. Sell everything what you have. And give to the poor. And thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. Now this is a prerequisite for us. Those of us who have riches. Hamashiach is calling you to sell everything, give to the poor, and come and follow. How many of us would do that? Hey. But this is a prerequisite for perfection. And only the perfect will enter the kingdom. Because when Hamashiach comes, you must be without spot and blameless, which is perfect. That's what it means. Spot and blameless means you're perfect. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Vanity! Keeping us away from the kingdom. The love of vanity blocks us from the kingdom. Get out of here. Matthew 19:23. Then said Yahusha unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom. Hardly. 1 John 2:15, one of my favorite verses. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. Vanity keeps us away from the Most High. And I'm going to show you something now. We're going to look at an aspect of vanity that I know probably most people have never ever looked into. Unfortunately, vanity goes hand in hand with lies. People who are vain are liars. If you have a child that is vain, know that that child is a liar. If you have a partner that is vain, know that that partner is a liar. If you are vain, know that you are a liar. You are deceitful. Vanity, the love of vanity goes hand in hand with lies, with deceit. Psalms 4, verse 2. O ye sons of men, how long will you turn my splendor into shame? How long will ye love vanity and seek after leasing. The word leasing there is deceit, vanity, and deceit, vanity, and lies. So vanity right here, when you love vanity, you will seek after lies. Job 15 verses 35, verse 35 and verse 31. They conceive mischief and bring forth vanity, and their belly prepareth deceit. Deceit goes hand in hand with vanity. So when you conceive mischief, so here is vanity. In order to get your vain desires, you will come up with mischief. And you will prepare deceit in order to achieve what your will for vanity. Job 15:31. Let not him that is deceived trust in vanity, for vanity shall be his recompense. So vanity goes hand in hand with deception. So if we are deceived and we love vanity, then vanity will come unto us. Vanity works hand in hand with deception. It is either you are deceived and you love vanity and you will receive vanity, or you will use deception in order to get your vain desires. Psalm 10 verse 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit, and fraud under his tongue, and fraud. Under his tongue is mischief and vanity. So notice a colon there. When your mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud, not far away under your tongue is what? Mischief and vanity. So mischief and vanity work hand in hand with deceit. Because when you want to achieve or attain unto your vain thing, you will come with all sorts of lies and create mischief in order to get what you want. Psalm 12 verse 2. They speak vanity everyone with his neighbor. With flattering lips and with a double heart do they speak double-mindedness, and with flattering lips, with deceit, with lying lips, they will speak, those who seek after vanity. So, when we are vain people, please know that your salvation is 1,000,000 miles away from you. 1,000,000 miles away from you. So that is why it behoves us. That is why James said in the book of James, hath not the Most High chosen the poor, rich in faith, as heirs to the kingdom? Yes, it is the poor that are chosen. Because love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. So hence our righteousness, and hence the righteous must always reject materialism. There is no way you can be righteous and be chasing down this world. Now, as I said earlier, that this teaching will show up Christianity. Everything that we're saying here, Christianity will mock and say, oh, you're teaching a poor man's doctrine, a poor man's gospel. No, the Most High wants us to prosper. He wants us to be rich. Yeah. With everything that we're saying here, the righteous must resist and reject vanity. 1 Timothy 6, verses 3 to 12. 1 Timothy 6, where is it? 3 to 12. Let me start here, because I don't want to go into this part of it. If any man teach otherwise and consent not to wholesome words, even the words of our Master Yahushua Mashiach, and to the doctrine which is according to holiness, he is proud. So what he's saying, He was speaking here about those with believing masters. And then he's saying, if you don't preach according to the words of our master Yahushua Mashiach, then we are proud, knowing nothing, but doting about questions and strifes of words, whereof cometh envy, strife, railings, evil surmisings. I am going to be very bold and tell you that this is what's happening online with Christianity today and the Hebrew Israelite religion. Yeah? They are doting about questions and strifes of words. There's envy, there's strife, railings, evil surmising, perverse disputings of men of corrupt minds and destitute of the truth, supposing that gain is godliness, from such withdraw thyself. This is especially for Christianity. Supposing that gain is holiness, that righteousness is through gain. But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out. And having food and raiment, let us be therewith content. This is what it's telling for us as believers. We have to be satisfied with food and clothing. Not getting rich, yeah? Not chasing after vanity. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare, and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown man in destruction and perdition. This is what we're saying. Vanity destroys us. The desire and the crave for vanity destroys us. Remember, we are looking at us from creation and showing the difference between human beings and his other creation. His other creations go after natural things. A dog, for example, just wants to know that he has his food. That's what he lives to do, to eat. Most the animals, they just eat and do what they are programmed to do. Mankind is not satisfied with eating. Mankind wants to eat all kinds of food. And he also wants to heap upon himself all sorts of material things that he does not need. Stuff, as they call it in America. Accumulating stuff. Going out and just shop and just piling up things that you don't need. When you look, your house is full of stuff and you don't know what to do with this stuff. Yeah? That's the difference between mankind. But for mankind to come back into the order of creation, mankind has to shed his desire for vanity and come back to the order before Adam and Eve sinned, because it was vanity that made Eve sin. So man has to reject that vanity in order to now come back in synchronicity with the Most High and with his Son. And that is the only way we can return to the Most High and we can return to his kingdom. For the love of money is the root of all evil. All evil. Which while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. As long as you covet after vanity, after materialism, you are going to be destroyed. But for those of us who are righteous, I want you to look at this contrast now. This is a contrast right here. Yes? Look at this contrast. This is what we should be going after. But thou, O man of Alua, flee these things. Listen to this carefully. And follow after righteousness, holiness, faith, love, patience, meekness. Fight the good fight of faith. And the good fight of faith is when faith, you're battling with faith. You press on, you believe. trusting in the Most High. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses. So you cannot attain eternal life until you have perfected these. What verse am I to stop? Verse 12. Zephaniah 3, verses 12 to 13. Zephaniah 3, verses 12 to 13. Where is that? Oh. I will also leave in the midst of thee an afflicted and poor people. I said this earlier. These are who are going to enter the kingdom. And they shall trust in the name of Yahuwah. They shall have faith. The remnant of Yasharal shall not do iniquity. They will not do iniquity. They will be perfect. Nor speak lies. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth. Nor speak lies. Remember, we just said vanity is attached to what? Lies. So these poor and afflicted people will not be vain. Yeah? I want to go slowly so you understand. Let me go over it again. It's very important. These tell you who are going to enter in the land in these end times. It is an afflicted and poor people. It's not going to be those comfortable people who are controlling their finances and controlling this and hoarding up money and making sure that they are okay. You have to be willing to be poor. Use Kazakh as example. Willing to be poor, willing to have nothing, and to be nothing in this world. Trusting in the Most High to take me into Zion. That is all I care about. Zion. I saw Zion in a vision. Jah was there to please everyone, stretching out his right hand. Oh, it's like a family reunion. Garnet Silk. I like that song. Zion. Let us start over again. In the midst of thee, an afflicted and poor people, and they shall trust in the name of Yahuwah. The remnant of Yahshua shall not do iniquity, they will not be sinning, nor speak lies, they will not be in vanity. Neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, no vanity. For they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. What is the significance of they shall feed and lie down? The lilies of the field, the birds of the air, the Most High feeds them. They don't worry about anything. This feed and lie down here are these who qualify. So these are in one with the Father and the Son. And the only way to be one with the Father and the Son is to be poor and afflicted, trusting in the name of Yahuwah. They shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid. They shall trust in the Most High. They shall just feed. How shall they feed? They shall be fed by the Most High. They will not be going after their lusts and their desires. Sing, O daughter of Zion. Shout, O Yasharal. Be glad and rejoice with all the heart, O daughter of Jerusalem. Yahuwah hath taken away thy judgments. He hath cast out thine enemy. The king of Yasharal, even Yahuwah, is in the midst of thee. Thou shalt not see evil anymore. These are the poor and afflicted. They're going to battle through. And the Most High is going to be there for them, helping them, protecting them. So if you're not willing to be poor and afflicted, you can kiss salvation goodbye. So by rejecting materialism, man is able to return to the order of creation. By rejecting materialism, man is able to return to the order of creation. Romans 8, look at this now, watch this. I know many of us read these verses and we don't pay much attention to it. Romans 8, 18 to 23. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the splendor which shall be revealed in us. So these now, the righteous people will suffer. They will not be affluent, having money to pay for every single thing that they need or they want or whatever. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestations of the sons of Elohim. The earnest expectation of the creature, the earnest expectation of the creation. Let me tell you something. Creation is earnestly waiting for man to return to the order of perfection in the Most High. For man to return to the order of Adam, because creation knows and sees that the world is polluted because of the sins of men. So creation wants man to return back to righteousness, to perfection, so that man can be in oneness with creation, and creation can be in perfection forever and ever. For the creature was made subject to vanity. Creation was made subject to vanity. Not willingly, but by reason of him who had subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the splendid liberty of the children of Allah. What this is saying, creation was made subject to vanity because of man's fall. So the Most High subjected the entire creation to vanity in order that man shall be redeemed after going through what man or what creation has to go through. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the splendid liberty of the children of Allah. So when the children of Allah are actually the number of the children of Allah who are to come in have come in, then creation will be released from the bondage of vanity into the splendid liberty of the children of Elohim who will be ruling this world. So the world is now corrupted and therefore in the bondage of corruption. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain until now. So the creation has been travailing and groaning ever since mankind's fall. And do you think that during this fall, and you go back to the Most High now, in the same order of Adam, having your wife rule over you, do you think you are going to be part of that creation as the children of Allah? No. Make sure you rule your wife. Make sure you have her in subjection. Again, and wife, make sure you are in subjection to the husband and you are a helpmeet to him, not a ruler over him. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruit of the Ruach, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our bodies. So we are waiting for this transformation to take place, to go back to perfection in Yahusha. For we are saved by hope. But hope that is seen is not hope. For what a man seeth, why doth he yet hope for? For if we hope, but if we hope for that we see not, then do we with patience wait for it. These two verses here is showing you about the importance of rejecting vanity. That which you see, the vain thing which you see, that is not hope. We are saved by hope. So we are saved by that which we do not see. That is why when Hamashiach said to the rich young ruler, sell all you have and give to the poor and come and follow me. Yes? That is salvation in hope. Because his hope now is not in his own strength or his own provision or what he has. His hope now is in Yahuwah. And that is what saves him. That is what saves us. So rejection of vanity is our first step unto salvation. Where did we stop? 23. And I'm at 26. All right. That's enough. And we looked at this before. Male and female must reverse the sin of Adam. We keep saying it. Yes? All right? So, guess what happened now? Vanity. Vanity, the undoing of mankind. Vanity is what? Is going to bring us down to the pit. It's going to destroy. You see, we as believers, we say we are seeking Yahuwah, we are followers of the way, we are this and we are that. Vanity stands in the way. The wicked of this world, Babylon and his wicked system, Satan and his children, they know that it is vanity that's going to get us. So what do you think they did? 2019, 2020. They gave us the ultimate test of vanity, and they were smart. Because they tested us first to see how much we love this world. What I'm talking about, this test of vanity, the biggest test of vanity, the mark of the beast. The mark of the beast is the biggest test of vanity that comes from the wicked. Yes? Are you going to sell your soul to be able to buy and sell? Buying and selling, acquisition of vanity. Are you going to sell your soul? There is coming very soon, people, a number that you're going to have to take. You won't be able to do anything in this world without this number. The ultimate test of vanity. This test of vanity is what is going to destroy us finally as believers. We're not going to have any chance, any hope, especially for those who heard about the mark of the beast, especially for those who have heard us here heralding it. I have never heard anyone heralding this number of his name, this digital ID coming up as the number of his name. Never heard anyone else saying it. I don't know if people are doing it. I don't know. But hear from us, the global digital ID. That thing that they put in your arm is the MOTB. And the global digital ID is the number of his name. The ultimate test of vanity being given by the anti-Messiah beast system, the fourth industrial revolution, fourth beast of Daniel. This is our test. So when you see us starting out today, this is where we want to reach. End times. No. Vanity is our test. So what do smart believers do? Smart believers listen to the Most High. The Most High said to his people, I'm not going to leave you without help. Here's the help. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. Come out of her. I will show you a field that you should go. Go, plant up the field, plant for yourself. So you don't have to get involved with these people and their system. What do the vain people say? Oh, flee doctrine. Hey, flee where? Where should we go? Why do we go? Not realizing that the command to flee out of the midst of Babylon is fleeing from the wrath of Yahuwah. So when Yahuwah tells you to flee, he's actually saying, escape my wrath. I'm going to come on with wrath upon this earth. Move away. Get out of the way, or else you are going to be caught up in the wrath. We are not afraid of the wicked, or else we would not be on YouTube, Facebook every day speaking against the wicked. We have been the most bold against the wicked. We have spoken against their number. How many people are coming out and speaking against their number without fear? It is us who are doing it. We are not afraid of them. But we are afraid of the wrath of the Most High. So we obey him by doing what he says. Come out of her, my people. Now the ultimate test of vanity, here it is. Turn up, turn on. It is right upon us. If we don't get rid of our love of vanity, we are going to fade away. There's a song that Juna Biles did. He that loveth only vanity and has no love for humanity shall fade away. Fade away. From the 1970s, I think he did that song. Yes? Fade away. You are going to fade away. You could be a believer from now till 6 million years. We will fade away. The black Jews will be saved. Where did you get that from, Mavis? Go to Isaiah 1, verse 27 to 28. Go to Jeremiah 51, verses 5 to 6. Go to Revelation 18, verses 1 to 4. Our people who don't listen will be destroyed. You're not going to be saved. You're not saved by the Most High because of who you are. His promises are for who you are. But if you are found in sin, the same thing that goes for the heathen will go for you. No black Jews will be saved. His righteous remnant will be saved. Anyway, Revelation 13:16, the 17, the test of those who love vanity. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. No man might buy or sell. Buy and sell. Vanity is the greatest, this mark of the beast, number, name thing, the greatest test of vanity. So at this particular time, we have to rein in our vain selves. If we do not control vanity and get rid of all of these materialism and our desire for them, man, when the beast comes and says, hey, you got a lot of money in the bank, or if you don't take this mark, yes, or you don't take this number, you're not going to have access to it, because they are going to come with their digital thing. They're going to convert it to digital thing. And as a matter of fact, I do believe that they're going to take away all you have, because they says you're not going to own anything and you're going to be happy. They're going to take away what you have anyway. So why are you laying hold on vanity? So this is a test. But guess what? You see the same creation that is groaning, that is waiting on the sons of Alua to be actually declared. The same creation is going to help us in the end. In Revelation 12:13 to 17, you can go and read it. It tells us, because I'm trying to go faster. It tells us about Satan pouring out water as a flood after the woman, and the earth opened up, that is creation, and helped the woman. Creation is going to help us in the end time. The Most High is going to allow his creation to help us in the end time. The same creation. So the creation is going to help those who are obedient to the Most High and who are one with the Most High, because creation is seeing that these people now are coming back into oneness with the Most High. The Most High is going to allow his creation to help them to escape from the wicked of this world. Go and read Revelation 12, 13 to 17, please. So we spoke about mark of the beast and the test of vanity. It is victory over the test of vanity, the test of trouble. No, I shouldn't have written it like this. It is victory over the test of trouble, the test of vanity, that makes us overcome vanity. So trouble is the stumbling block that is in our way, but it is the opportunity that we are given to overcome vanity. In other words, mark of the beast. They say if you don't take this thing, you can't partake of such and such. If you don't take this number, you won't be able to participate in anything. We have to choose trouble. We have to know now. Hey, you want to know something? I don't care. I'm willing to take anything, to do anything, to even die, rather than to take those things. See if you're not at those mindset of faith. You see if you're not in those mindset, woe be unto you. You have to be willing to take trouble in order to overcome. Revelation 2 verse 8. And unto the Malach, oh boy, let's go to Smyrna. I'll have to concentrate now, because I have to concentrate because to fit these pieces together, damn. All right. Revelation 2:8. And unto the Malach of the assembly in Smyrna write. Please listen carefully and try to follow. These things saith the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty. See who is going to overcome? Smyrna. Poverty. Tribulation. Works. This is end time. These people have rejected the mark of the beast. These people, and this is happening in the future, those who are going to be called are not only called, let me get myself ugly self out of the way. Where is it? Get out of here. Yes. Those who are going to be called are going to have to overcome the test of trouble so as to overcome this vain world. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Which thou shalt do what? Suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that he may be tried, and he shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. This is what we are going to be facing in the end. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Ruach said unto the assemblies. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. And I put the second death here because what we are going to say now has to link up with the second death. So there will be judgment. And the judgment is plagues for those who are vain. Plague for those who are vain and bow to the mark of the beast and all of those vain things. But victory for those who overcome vanity. Many people do not know And I can bet you that many of you did not really look into it and study this and realize that vanity is the enemy in the end. That those who bow to vanity will be those who are destroyed, who are judged and thrown away. But it is those who reject vanity and are willing to go through poverty and tribulation who will enter the kingdom. And I saw another sign in heaven, Revelation 15:1, great and marvelous, 7 malachim, having the 7 last plagues, for in them is filled up the wrath of Alua. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire. And them that had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image, the vain image of Jesus Christ that leads people to vanity, that tells people that they must be prosperous and must go after the things of this world. And over his mark, and over the number of his name, the coming world global digital ID, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of Alua. And they sing the song of Moses, the servant of Alua, and the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are thy works, Yahuwah, Alua Almighty. Just and true are thy ways, thou King of saints. Who shall not fear thee, O Yahuwah, and exalt thy name? For thou only art Kadosh. For all nations shall come and worship before thee, for thy judgments are made manifest. The judgment is against the vain, and for those who overcome vanity. Revelation 15, verse 2. So let's look at the first resurrection before the 1,000-year reign. And we're going to see something here. Because we looked on the second death in Smyrna. Those who go through struggles and troubles and punishment and tribulation and poverty, they will not be hurt the second death. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the wickedness of Alua, and which had not worshipped the beast. These are overcome vanity, even being killed, so as not to bow to vanity. And which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Take note of the first resurrection. Those who overcome vanity will partake in the first resurrection and will not die the second death. Match this up with Smyrna. Let's go back to Smyrna. Not Smirnoff. Smyrna. That is, where's Smyrna again? Smyrna. Yes. Smyrna. Those who reject vanity will not die the second death and will reign with Yahusha for the 1,000-year reign. So people, you see, we have been teaching you here at Just a Word. You're going to see more and more every week, Yahuwah willing, if Yahuwah continues to give us the word. That what we are teaching is the truth to the maximum truth. We have never taught a gospel of materialism. So if you're thinking about the 1,000-year, you have to reject vanity. Must. No two way about it. Let's go to Smyrna. Revelation 2:8. And unto the Malach of the assembly in Smyrna write, These things said the first and the last, which was dead and is alive. I know thy works, and tribulation and poverty. These are those who don't die the second death, but reign 1,000 years. But thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan, which is telling you that these are our people. Yes, these are our people who are going to be sidestepped by those who say they are Jews and are not, trying to claim our identity. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Those who don't die the second death are those who will suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that he may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. So if you are thrown into prison for the word of Yahuwah, you have to celebrate. And I will give thee a crown of life. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Ruach said unto the assemblies. He that overcometh shall not be hurt of the second death. So let's go to the second death now. The second death is those that have gotten the victory, verse 2 of Revelation 15, over the image, over the beast, over his image, over his mark, and over his name. And what shall they do? In verse 3, Revelation 15, Revelation 15:4. For thy judgments are made manifest. No, that's not where I am. Yes, this is where I am. So those who get the victory, Revelation 24, these are they who will take part in the first resurrection. Barak and holy is he that take part in the first resurrection, verse 6. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of Alu and of Hamashiach, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So those who are willing to suffer and reject vanity will reign with Hamashiach 1,000 years. So vanity is resisting vanity is a prerequisite. Resisting vanity is a prerequisite to serve 1,000 years. So those who overcome vanity will not partake in the first resurrection up at the top here, and will not die the second death. So these thrones were before the 1,000-year reign. But after the 1,000-year reign, there is now going to come the great white throne judgment of Alua, where we will speak about the book of life. The book of life. Slow down. The book of life. I'm trying to make sure I get everything to connect. And I saw a great white throne, and him that sat on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and there was found no place for them. Revelation 20:11. That's how powerful and awesome our Father is. And we are playing around with him, not fearing him. The whole earth and heaven fled away from the Most High's face. And we are here playing around with him. Anyway, verse 12 of Revelation 20. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Alua, and the books were opened. And another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead which were in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. Verse 14. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. Let's get into this now. Those who partook of the first resurrection would not die the second death. It is those who suffered in Smyrna would not die the second death. Right? So if they don't die the second death, then their names will be in the book of life. If our names are not in the book of life, it means we will not partake in the first resurrection, and we will die the second death. Whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So the question is, who are found in the lake of fire? No, who are found in the book of life? What am I saying? So many things. That's why I said this brain is not so good to coordinate all of this. Who are found in the book of life? Because let me go over it. First resurrection. Where's Smyrna? Smyrna, where's Smyrna? Smyrna. Those who go through the tribulation and the poverty and the imprisonment and all of those things shall not be hurt of the second death. Okay? Then now, those who also overcome this vanity will reign 1,000 years and will partake of the first resurrection. Those who partake of the first resurrection will reign 1,000 years, but will not die the second death. Okay? Now, death and hell will be cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. But those who are in the book of life will not die the second death. So those in the book of life will partake in the first resurrection. So let us see now who are found in the book of life, who will not die the second death, who will partake of the first resurrection, who will be in the 1,000-year reign with Messiah. Let's see who are found in the book of life. Revelation 3, verses 1 to 6. Who are found in the book of life? And unto the Malach of the assembly in Sardis, write. Follow me very carefully. These things said he that hath the 7 ruachoth of Alua and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, that thou livest and art dead. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy ways perfect before Alua. Woo! What did Yahusha say to the rich young ruler? If you want to be perfect, I have not found thy way perfect before Alua. What did Messiah say to the rich young ruler? Anybody remember? Matthew 19. Matthew 19. Da-da-da. Matthew 19:21. Yahusha said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. This is how you become perfect, overcome vanity. I have not found thy works perfect. You have a name that thou livest and art dead. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come upon thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Thou hast a few names. Thou hast a few names, even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments. And they shall walk with me in white, for they are worthy. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life. But I will confess his name before my Father and before his angels. Who will enter into the book of life? It is those that are found perfect, who have not defiled their garments. Those who have totally overcome vanity. Hamashiach did not say by chance, be thou perfect, even as my father, thy Father which is in heaven is perfect. It is hidden. The truth is hidden in the scriptures for us to see. Most people that you see as believers on the internet going up and around, they are not going to make it. Most of us here, even who are teaching, if I'm teaching and I don't measure up to this, I'm not going to make it. If I'm being a hypocrite and only speaking and not doing, I am not going to make it. How many people in Sardis will not have their name blotted out of the book of life? A few. Our works have to be perfect before Alua for us to qualify for the 1,000-year reign. This is not religion, people. We have been living religion too long. We have been deceived. Lukewarm believers. We're going to deal with the lukewarm believers. Religious people are vain and are rubbed out of the book of life. We just in Sardis, and it says, they have not, the few names in Sardis, look what is required to make it through. Look what is, a few names in Sardis that have not defiled their garments. Our garments cannot be defiled. We have to be perfect. But there's another set of believers who are most believers in this world, and they are found in verse 14. Laodicea. Those who are spewed are going to be spewed out of the mouth of Yahusha. These garments are defiled because they refuse to wash their garments. It is not that they haven't heard the word. They have heard the word, but they reject the word because they are comfortable in their riches. They don't want to overcome vanity, so they hold on to their comforts. And they do not want to wash their garments so their garments can be found white, so that they can qualify to be the few whose garments are not defiled, and so have their names in the book of life. You see, anybody come to me and tell me anything about New Testament, you know what I do today? Not today, but generally. When somebody comes to me in Old Testament, only I just block them. They have no idea of the power in these words. They have no idea. Let me show you the lukewarm believers. This is almost every believer on the internet. Almost every believer in the world is lukewarm. These are they who are on the internet, and all they want, they are satisfied with is knowing, going around seeking knowledge, not transforming their lives and themselves. When you try to correct them, to help to wash their garments so that it can become white, they attack, or they reject, or they go and chat your name, or they ridicule you, or they undermine you, or they whatever they do. So, Sardis is where it says, a few have washed their garments and made it white and made themselves what? Worthy. Let's see Laodicea. And unto the Malach of the assembly of the Laodiceans write, these things said, so be it, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of Alua. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would thou wert cold or hot. These are the religious people who just go through paces. Just go through the paces, and they're just there, and they just learn, and they go and they sing, and they read the Bible, and they get up and they there is no zestfully seeking the Most High, desperation and fear of the Most High. There's none of that. So then, because thou art lukewarm, and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. You're not hot, which is good, nor cold, wherein we can actually wake you up and say, hey man. But when people are lukewarm, it is almost impossible to get them out of where they are, because they have reached into a what? A comfort zone. That is very, very hard to take them out of. Lukewarm people are these people who remain as they are and keep telling you, one day I'll make it. Oh, one day I will change. Oh, one day, yeah, I'll come out of it one day, one day. They don't say, I'm zealously seeking, trying the Most High. I want the Most High to change me. I want to change. I am changing. I am this. I want to hear the words and I listen to what you say. Correct me. Tell me. These are the people when you try to correct them. Lukewarm. Because thou sayest, I am rich and increased with goods, and have need of nothing, and knowest not that thou art wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. So these people now, usually physically in this world, can take care of everything for themselves. Yes? And not only this, spiritually, they think that they are rich spiritually. They believe that they are okay. You coming and telling them anything about, leave me alone, I am okay with my God or with my Yahuwah. But what does it say? I counsel thee to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that thou mayest be rich. And here it goes. Here it goes. White raiment, that thou mayest be clothed. Remember, prerequisite for being clothed, according to the previous assembly that we looked at. Yes? A few in Sardis that have not defiled their garments, for they are white, and they shall walk with me, for they are worthy. Our garments cannot be defiled, but those in Laodicea who are in religion, who are lukewarm, they refuse to wash their garments and make it white. They are confident with remaining as they are, not knowing that they are going to be rejected. These are they who are in Matthew 21 to 27, 21 to 23. Not everyone saith unto me, Master, Master, shall inherit the kingdom of Shamayim. But he that doeth the will of our Father which is in heaven. Though they will not do the will of the Father, they will remain come as they are, thinking that they have no need of anything. And white raiment that thou mayest be clothed, and that the shame of thy nakedness do not appear, and anoint thine eyes with eye salve that thou mayest see. So these people are so deficient, but they do not realize it. Hey boy. What verse did I say? To verse 22? As many as I love, I rebuke and chasten. Be zealous, therefore, and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me. So the mercy is still there for you to hear this word that we are saying today and transform your life today. Today, today, today. Yes? Today, 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 as we say in Jamaica. Today, today, today. Today, today, today. To him that overcometh will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I also overcame and am set down with my Father in his throne. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Ruach said unto the assemblies. All right? Revelation 21, verse 27. Revelation 21, verse 27. And there shall in no wise enter into it anything that defileth. Remember when we spoke about vanity? We spoke about vanity defiling us in deception. And whatsoever worketh abomination, or maketh a lie. Remember when we spoke about vanity, we said vanity goes hand in hand with lie? But they which are written in the Lamb's book of life. We just showed you about who are written in the Lamb's book of life. The few names in Sardis who have washed their garments and made them white, who are walking in white because they are perfect. So if you are not, if your name is in the book of life, you will be perfect, you will not be defiling, neither working any abomination or making a lie or working a lie. The road to salvation, my people, is harder than you think. We have been made to think, and that is why the Most High has made us being emphasizing. People out there in religion today, they emphasize all different sorts of things. They are there arguing about all different types of foolishness. These are the things we are to emphasize on. These are the things we are to emphasize. It is a perfect believer who is going to enter into the 1,000-year reign. Your name must be written in the Lamb's book of life. Revelation 22, 14 to 15. Barak are they that do his commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates into the city. For without are dogs and sorcerers and whoremongers and murderers and idolaters, and whosoever loveth and maketh a lie. Idolaters are vain. Murderers are vain. Whoremongers are vain. Sorcerers are vain. Dogs are vain. Everything is vanity. Cannot enter. Vain cannot enter into the kingdom of the Most High. So we are going to come to the end. A return to perfection. To Yahuwah's perfect order. Oneness. Oneness. Return to Yahuwah's perfect order. Revelation chapter 21, verses 1 to 8. And I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, Yahukanan, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from Alua out of Shamaim, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a great voice out of Shamaim, saying, Behold, the tabernacle of Alua is with men, and he will dwell with them. And they shall be his people, and Alua himself shall be with them, and be their Alua. And Alua shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Where am I? And Alua shall wipe away all tears from their eyes, and there shall be no more death, neither sorrow, nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. And he that sat upon the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. And he said unto me, Write, for these words are true and faithful. And he said unto me, It is done. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things, and I will be his Alua, and he shall be my son. This is when we now grow into the glorious, splendid liberty of the sons of Alua, finally. But who will not enter? Who will not attain unto the splendid liberty of the sons of Alua. But the fearful, those lacking in faith, and the unbelieving, unbelievers, even those who say Yahusha is Yahuwah, that is unbeliever, because they don't believe on him as the son of Alua. And the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers. Nurses and doctors beware. Pharmakia, medication. And idolaters. And all liars. Vanity. Those who do not overcome vanity shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. How many people we tell, people in the health industry, medication, pharmakia, the Bible says it is sorcery. Come out of her, leave it alone. How many of them are still in there and rejecting what we are saying? All of this, vanity. The only people who will overcome are those who overcome vanity, washing their clothes, making them white, walking perfectly before the Most High and before his Son. These are the people who will overcome. But how many people will overcome? Let's get a reminder. Let's get a reminder how many people will overcome. Revelation chapter 3, verse 1 to 6, I think it is. Verse 4. Thou hast a few names, even in Sardis. Now let me start from the beginning again, to end it. And unto the Malach of the assembly in Sardis write, these things said he that hath the 7 Ruach of Alua, and the 7 stars. I know thy works, that thou hast a name, and that thou livest and art dead. So another thing about this, it is people see us and think that we are these great believers. People think that we are sure to enter the kingdom. It's a very dangerous, dangerous teaching here today. This is for every one of us. We think, we believe, we have the appearance of righteous believers. But the Most High is saying, be watchful and strengthen the things which remain, because everything is not yet perfect. It might look perfect to other people, but to me, it's not perfect. And how you get over this perfection, people? You have to get over vanity. You have to overcome vanity and its power over you. That is why Babylon teaches us what? Vanity, vain, the accumulation of material things, greed, the American dream they call it, and have us in there like some puppets, like some darned idiots chasing after the wind. Be watchful and strengthen the things which remain that are ready to die, for I have not found thy works perfect before Alua. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard. So these people are people who are hearing. These people like those who are listening today. You have heard from us, you have heard the truth. But it has gone through one ear and gone through the other. You are not watching. You are just hearing and it's going through the ears. Remember therefore how thou hast received and heard. And hold fast and repent. Hold on to what you have heard and repent. What you are hearing today, hold on to that and repent. Repent. But if therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief. So what he's saying, when he's coming on you, you're not going to know. You're not going to know. I'm coming as a thief. And thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. So the Most High is there watching and waiting on us And if we are not pushing, moving forward, watching, the Most High is there waiting and say, you're not going to know. Okay? Continue, man. Yeah, man. Continue thinking you're in the kingdom. Yeah. Today, if you will hear his voice, harden not your heart. Harden not your heart. I cannot sing, but you get the idea. Today, if you hear his voice, harden not your heart. Thou hast a few names, even in Sardis, which have not defiled their garments. And they shall walk with me in white millennial reign, for they are worthy. So we have to be found worthy, and to be found worthy, our garments cannot be defiled. Man, this salvation is hard, boy. This is no easy thing. if we ever thought that this was easy, this is no easy thing. This is a giving up of everything. So if you're not willing to surrender everything, forget it. You're wasting your time in religion. He that overcometh, the same shall be clothed in white raiment, and I will not blot out his name out of the book of life, but I will confess his name before my Father and before his Malachim. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Ruach said unto the assemblies, and that is it. I am done. This is over. He that hath an ear to hear, let him hear what the Ruach said unto the assemblies. Listen to what the Ruach is saying to you. We started from creation and the fall, and how we are to be recovered and redeemed back unto the Most High. It is a return to perfection, a return to the perfection of Adam before he sinned. That is why Shaul said, no sinner or no unrighteous shall inherit the kingdom. We have to be perfect. Yada Yahuwah. I want you to look on that thing. I'll click on it, whatever your name, 13. Let me see. I'm not here to prove anything about fleeing Babylon. I'm telling you, I'm not proving anything. Y'all stay what you want to do and believe what you want to believe. Yes? Hey. Those that are left behind. Someone asked a question about Revelation. As I said, I was just looking at it to see if I have to prove anything about fleeing Babylon, because I'm not going to prove it. Person said, can you please let me know how you see 2 Ezra 13, 20, 26 and book of Khalidi. What is Khalidi? I don't know this language. I tell you, you have to come easy with me because I'm not so versed in light of the teaching on fleeing Babylon. You know what? I can answer it, but I'm not going to answer it. I'm not going to prove to anybody about any fleeing Babylon. If you want to flee, you flee. Yes? I think the playlist that we have on fleeing Babylon is 40 different videos. We're going through it inside out. Yes? Inside out. I'm not going to go every day asking and pleasing, proving to people about fleeing Babylon. If you want to flee, flee. All right, let me go and see if any pertinent questions are there. All right. His is on YouTube and Rumble. Oh, I missed that. If you have any questions, any pertinent questions, but don't ask me to qualify fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. I've done it too many times. Can go, we have a playlist on this, flee out of the midst of Babylon. My memory doesn't serve me so well. Let me see how many videos are in it. Let me see how many videos are in that playlist. All right. Playlist. No, this is the wrong one. Flee out of the midst of Babylon. 48 videos. 48 videos talking about fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. I'm not going to be answering any questions to qualify. 48 videos, and we have more that we have not added. So I probably over 60 odd videos based on fleeing out of the midst of Babylon. Go check our playlist, all right? All right, so any da da. All right, no, no. Wanton eyes have something to do with long eyelashes. And tinkling with their feet are ankle bracelets or maybe high heels. Yeah. Wanton eyes with long eyelashes. And what a coincidence today. This is the age of the umbrella eyelashes. That thing that. Yes. So probably this is what it's talking about. All right. All right. All right. Oh, da, da. All right. No. A lot of Christians believe in eternal security. What a deception that is once saved, always saved. Larone says, I don't even like my coffee lukewarm. It must be hot or cold. That is so true. Nobody at all has a guarantee about tomorrow. That's it. All right. Expound on idolatry. Idolatry is very deep. Idolatry is anything vain that takes us away from the Most High. Yahuwah is a Ruach, and they that worship him must worship him in Ruach and Amat. So anything outside worship him spirit, worship him an invisible Alua, is vanity. Yes? So anything that we worship, we put too much emphasis on that we are addicted to. Yes? Because if I'm a smoker, cigarette smoking, that's idolatry. Because I have to smoke that thing. If I don't smoke that thing, then it's problems. I get miserable, I get headaches, I get this, I get that, and I just have to smoke that thing. Idolatry. So anything at all that you focus on, the main idolatry is when you focus on an idol. People build idol and they bow down to it. But we bow down to many other things. Instead, a man who makes his woman lead him, that is idolatry. Because instead of taking charge, the man has bowed to the woman and is allowing the woman to lead him. That is idolatry. Fornication is idolatry. Yes? Covetousness is idolatry. Anything to do with vanity is idolatry. So the teaching today about vanity is really about idolatry. Vanity and idolatry go hand in hand. Yeah? Only hope that helps. Most people think I will repent when I'm dying, thinking they can steal salvation. That's it. The Most High knows the intentions of our heart. Playlist, let me get the playlist and put it in the chat here. The Flee Out of Babylon, and we have so much to add to it. I have lost track of things that need to be there. Yeah, the Flee Out of the Midst of Babylon playlist. I'm putting it in the chat. There we go. Flee Babylon playlist. All right. Some believers, they say Yahusha is an angel, Michael. Oh, that's a fallacy. Do you have a teaching video on sorcery and pharmakia? You can go and search our website. We have several teachings on our website. What would you search for? Mark of the beast. All of those terms. Go on our website. Our website has a very good search engine there. Just go on our website and put in anything to do with Mark of the beast. Just search them and you'll get the teachings on sorcery and pharmakia. One of your teachings you mentioned about marriage, one spouse, only like Yahusha. Was he married? No, I don't believe Yahusha was married. If I was referring to one spouse like Yahusha, I was referring to his spiritual marriage to the assembly. He is the head of the body, which is the assembly. And there is one assembly. So I was not referring to any physical marriage by Yahusha. I would expect that people would understand that that is that, or I would have mentioned that. I don't remember. But in my mind, that is the only thing that I can relate to Yahusha. So anyone have any suggestions on smoking? If you fear Yahuwah, you will stop smoking. So you cannot be on here every week coming. And this is the problem here, Mavis. Thank you very much for revealing this, but right now here is a problem where I speak. I speak all the time about people who are going around, picking here, hearing words, but refuse and will not be in assembly of the Most High, where their sins can be brought before them and they can be reproved and rebuked and helped to escape their sin. If you're out there smoking and you're coming here getting understanding of the word, you are going to remain in sin. That is why Hamashiach, let me show you something. Let me show you something. Matthew 13. And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? This is why, people, we as teachers, it's not everything and everybody we must go into detail and explain everything to them. Because people are using knowledge as salvation. If the word is not changing us, it has profited us nothing. Hamashiach spoke in parables, so those who did not change and did not want to change would not understand what he is saying. Therefore, when we are teaching today, we are not to go out and explain to every single person. It is persons who desire to change their lives and to let the word change them. He answered and said unto them, Because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of Shamayim, but to them it is not given. For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. but whosoever hath not from him shall be taken away, even that he hath. So if you're there walking in sin, the Most High will take away from you and give to those who are seeking out righteousness. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing they hear not, neither do they understand. Why? And in them is fulfilled the prophecy of Isaiah, which saith, By hearing ye shall hear, and shall not understand, and seeing ye shall see, and shall not perceive. Why? For this people's hearts is wax gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. And Mashiach spoke that they did not understand because they did not qualify, because they have closed their eyes, their ears, and their heart to the truth. They will not allow the truth to change them, so he spoke that they would not hear. Now getting back now to smoking. How do you overcome smoking? Everything is about will power. Will power. The word says, be transformed by the renewing of your minds. The word is supposed to renew you so that sin becomes abhorrible. Your conscience will be so fed up. I overcame smoking while I was in the world. Now you are listening to the word, words that are supposed to be touching your conscience. Your conscience is supposed to be so hateful and of sin. You're supposed to just be able to just take that cigarette and just throw it away and say, I'm done with that. Because sin is supposed to be abhorrible to those who are listening to the words of truth. That's why you are given the words to transform your conscience in the fear of Yahuwah, so that your conscience will perk you whenever there is wrong. It will accuse you when you are wrong and excuse you when you are right. So at this stage, you should never have any appetite. It shows that the word is not doing the work in you that it should. Which puts you where? In the level of what? Lukewarm. So before you say I'm talking and making it sound easy, let me tell you how I overcame cigarette in sin. As a young boy, I started smoking when I was a teenager. I think it was about age 16. And cigarette got so much. I know everything that you can tell me about cigarette. I was so hooked on cigarette. At age 20, I was at 1 pack a day. And for someone not working, 1 pack of cigarettes a day, I was at the age of 20. I was so addicted, I remember once. I was living in Kingston, Jamaica, and there was a cigarette shortage. And I remember walking how many miles to buy one single cigarette because cigarette was short. They inflated the price so much, me as a little young boy could only afford one cigarette. And I walked miles from my home to, was it halfway tree? Miles. How long did it take me to what? To buy one cigarette? That's how hooked I was. I'm just showing you. And I was in sin. I never knew anything about the Most High. And one day my cousin was going into town. I was spending holiday down by him. And I was going into town. My cousin Jeffa, who I respect so much and respected at that time. And he was going into town. I said, you want anything in town? I said, buy a pack of cigarettes. And he said to me, you smoke too much. You smoke too much, man. Which means you smoke too much. And that was enough to get on my conscience. While he was gone into town to get the cigarette, he was on my conscience. And he says, I said to myself, you know, he's right. I tried to stop smoking so many times before that. And this time it was on my conscience. I said, no, man. You have to stop this foolishness. When he came with the cigarette, I could not manage the temptation. And so I took one cigarette and I lit the cigarette. And I reached about half and my conscience hit me again. I said, you know what? Done with this, you know. Which means I'm finished with this. And I took the cigarette and I took the ashtray. And I put out the cigarette. And there was another smoker in the house. And I took the other 19 cigarette, the box of 19, and I took it. And I said, hey, Garnet, you want some cigarettes? He said, yes, man. You know, cigarettes, I smoke are glad. He said, yes, man. I just took the cigarettes and I gave it to him. And from that day, I don't ever remember having an urge to smoke a cigarette. And I was a sinner, a young boy. Never ever have an urge again to smoke it. Never. I can't remember. If I'm lying, it is for remember I can't remember having this urge and this battle. No. I never had it again. And people used to say, if you drink, you're gonna want to smoke. I still drank. No smoking. So, what am I saying to you? If this can happen with a sinner, why should you be struggling? If my conscience as a sinner made me overcome this thing, why can't you? So I'm not condemning you. I'm actually saying that the words must change you. You must be transformed. And if I did it in sin, you can do it hearing the words of Yahuwah. All right? Shalom. Thank you very much on that one. All right? Hey, Michael, you're a smoker as well. I never knew. Yeah, Joshua Riggs made a very nice statement here. I notice a lot of women are rebellious to their husband when they see their husband not living to scripture. They should not be rebellious, cannot be rebellious. They themselves have to make themselves an example to their husbands. They have to be what? Helpmeet. They have to help their husbands out of unrighteousness. Yes. What about circumcision? I looked for it on your website, couldn't find it. I mentioned it in different articles. All right? This circumcision that we're in, the most important thing is circumcision of the heart. Okay? Nothing is wrong if you are circumcised physically, but the most important thing is circumcision of the heart. Circumcision of the flesh puffs you up and can get you into carnality. This is what Shaul was battling over. Physical circumcision. Okay? That was what he was battling over. So the circumcision is of the heart. Yeah. In sin, my mother conceived me. If reproduction is therefore sin, then Yahusha would not be in sin. I don't know who said reproduction is sin. Yes, you must be sober. Smoking is altering your sober state. Chemicals enter into your body, and your body is no longer natural. Of course, you are polluting the temple of the Most High again. So many things with smoking. All right. Thank you. That is what it is my will. I got it. Absolutely. All right. Marijuana is worse than cigarette because marijuana has chemicals that alter your chemical, your way of thinking. Is straight sorcery. Marijuana. Straight sorcery. It is actually a drug that actually alters your thoughts, makes you anxious to all sorts of things. Marijuana is sorcery. This is my conscious also talking. Okay, I don't understand that. All right, so, all right, let me go to our Zoom to see 69 comments in the Zoom. What have we here? 69 today. All right. Aye. All my belongings fit into a 15 by 15 feet. Ah, that's great. Yeah, Revelation 2:9 mentions poverty, but thou art rich. Hey, boy. Well, happy that it went through until this. Yeah, Revelation 2:9 refers to poverty, but you art rich. All right. Hey, Ziona, you are. Hi, I love you. You ask some questions, boy. Is it wrong if women learn on their own? Of course it is wrong. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. The head of Yahusha is Alua. The head of the man is Yahusha. And the head of the woman is the man. And Hamashiach is the head of the assembly. And we are called to gather ourselves together in assemblies. So if the woman is learning on her own, that is rebellion. Unless the woman is searching for an assembly and cannot find it. But if the woman opts to learn on her own, it is wrong. And I know women will say, okay, I'll say whatever. I have been with women who have realized the lies of Christianity, so they opt not to learn there. But when you opt out, you have to go seeking a true set-apart assembly of the Most High, as all of us do. And I've been telling people over the last few weeks, you have to seek an assembly of the Most High in these end times, or the anti-Messiah is going to get you. An assembly of the Most High in this end time is protection against the ruach of anti-Mashiach. All right. Mm. All right, all right, all right. So this is actually what it is for today. This is it? Did I miss anything? Today. Oh, there were others here. Oh, meetings started. Okay. Let me see if I missed anything else. All right. All right, so that, I guess that's it. So let me just make a final check on YouTube. Sin is like addiction. Congratulations, you receive 100 messages. Restream. All right, so thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you for those on YouTube, for those on Facebook, and those on Rumble. All right, thank you very much for being here with us today. May Yahuwah's name be praised. Please do take away from what we have spoken here today, and may your lives be changed by the word of truth. All right, thank you.